Hi everyone, hope you're well. Welcome back to my kitchen. So in previous videos we've made cheese pies, and in previous videos we've also made handmade filo pastry. So today in this video we're going to do a combination of both. So today I'm going to show you how to make these little beauties. So we're going to make our own handmade filo, and we're going to fill it with feta cheese and beautiful fresh herbs, and we're going to drizzle it with honey and sesame seeds. Let's have a look at the ingredients. For the Tyropitoules Meli, we will need, for the pastry, 500 grams of strong white flour. We need about 63 ml of Greek olive oil. We will need white wine or cider vinegar, and we will need some water to bind everything together. And I have here 100 ml of water and a little bit of salt. For the filling, we will need 100 grams of Greek feta. I have here about 4 to 5 tablespoons of fresh chopped herbs. So here I've got mint, parsley and fresh oregano. And I also have some dried oregano here, Greek of course. And for the drizzling we will need our honey, and here I'm using our own honey, the Greek honey, the award-winning honey, and sesame seeds. We're ready to make a start. So we have our bowl here, and I'm going to add half a teaspoon of the cider vinegar. And the reason why we add vinegar on the dough is to make it crispy. Then I'm gonna add all my olive oil. Okay. And then I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Perfect. And I'm gonna start mixing everything together. And I'm also have my water here, and it doesn't have to be, it's just tap water. And slowly I'm gonna bring everything together. We might need a bit more water, but let's start with 100 ml and see how it goes. So I've tipped everything down into my surface, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it together, okay? And you need to work like this with your water. As I said, start with 100 ml, but you might need a little bit more, and you need a bit more, enough to bring everything together. I tell you, this is great exercise. You have to try it. So what I've done is, as you can see here, I've combined all the ingredients, and then in the end I've used 80 to 90 ml of water extra on top of the 100 ml that I've used earlier. So when you make the recipe, you have to see it. It depends on the flour, the environment and things like that. So have always a little bit extra next to you. So what I've done is I've combined everything together, and now we're going to give this little dough some time to rest. So I'm going to put it back in the bowl with the flour, and I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to cover it with cling film because I don't want it to form a crust, and I'm going to leave it here to rest for about an hour. Our pastry has now had an hour, but before we start rolling it out and filling it with a beautiful mixture of feta and fresh herbs, we need to make the drizzle that will go on top. And to make the drizzle, we're going to be using honey and a little bit of water. The reason why we use a little bit of water is because I'm going to be using our own honey, our award-winning honey, and ours is quite thick. So we want to loosen it up a little bit. So what I've done here on this pan, I've got 2 tablespoons of honey, and I've added a tablespoon of water, and I just warm it through. And that has loosened up the honey a little bit, so it's easier to drizzle. Okay, so that's the first thing we need to do. And the next thing we need to do is start rolling out and making our Tyropitoules. Let's have a look. So what we're going to do is we're going to get chunks of the mixture, and you just need about like this, a handful. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to roll it out into like a rectangular shape. But we don't have to be, as with anything, don't worry if it's not rectangular. I'll show you what happens. This is about having fun and creating. So we're gonna roll it out until it's nice and thin. So remember I said that the shape needs to be rectangular. So even I struggle sometimes, and that's fine. So I've rolled it out and look how thin it is. Can you see? So it needs to be quite thin, right? But this is not rectangular. So I have a little knife here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut this bit here. Okay. And this is better. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get a dessert spoon and put some of my, I've crumbled the feta, so I'm gonna put some of the feta here. You see, lovely. And then not too much to the ends because you don't want it to overflow. And then I'm gonna get a handful of my fresh herbs. So as I said here, I've got parsley, some mint. I'm being careful with the mint because the mint can be quite overpowering. Of course, it depends on your own taste. And I have some fresh oregano, but I like a little drizzle of dry oregano also. And I'm gonna get the black pepper and do a good grinding of the black pepper. Pepper added, and now we're gonna take it and you see, cover it like that. In the end, I'm gonna press it down, and with my fingers, I'm gonna roll it, always pressing down in the end. Okay? Roll it out like this. Okay? And then what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna give it a twist. Really twist it. Okay? And as you twist it, bring it together. Like this. You see? I'm gonna do another one now. So, mixture, flour, okay, and roll it out. See? These are great fun, especially, you know, if you want something snacky. They're very nice, and they're best eaten when they're out of the frying pan and they've come to room temperature. They're absolutely delicious when they're still a little bit warm because you have the crispiness of the pastry, and then you go in and you have this saltiness of the feta cheese, which makes it absolutely fantastic. I made them the other day and we just devoured them. Okay, so you see, this is working better for me now. Practice makes best, really. Okay, a little bit here. That's it. And now what I'm gonna do, again, thin. You see? What I'm going to do is dessert spoon of the feta. Right. Some herbs. Very simple, very delicious. Pepper. Nice. A little bit of oregano, not too much. And then cover it. Right. 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 And then twist it. Twist it, twist it, twist it, twist it. And bring it together like a little croissant. Okay? And then I'm gonna come here, and in here I've got 180 ml of vegetable oil in a frying pan, and I'm gonna put it on a medium heat, wait for the oil to get hot, and then I'm gonna drop these little beauties in there to cook. We're ready. My oil is at the right temperature. I'm gonna drop them in. That's the sizzle, that's the noise you need to hear. Come and have a look. Medium heat, Can you see them bubbling on this side? This is what you want. And we're gonna leave them here for about maybe 2 to 3 minutes to see when they start getting color and we can see the color, then we're gonna turn them. But in the meantime, we don't touch them. Come and have a look at this. So I've left them. Oh. For I think about 3 minutes, but you can tell when they are. This needs a little bit more, so I'm gonna leave it. So this is the color you want. Can you see how lovely it looks? And I have here next to me a plate with some kitchen towel on. So when I take them out of the oil, I'll put them in here so the oil can be absorbed before I drizzle them with lovely honey and sesame seeds for some crunch. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, beautiful. Getting there. Here we are. So this recipe will give you about 8 Tyropitoules. So what I'm gonna do now is I've taken them off the oil and I've put them on my kitchen towel for them to drain a little bit the oil, and I'm just gonna serve them. I'll show you what we do. So these are lovely for sharing, and as I said, very nice. So the warm honey, and you drizzle it all over. And it's fantastic. And then look at this. And then you get your sesame seeds and you just drizzle them on top. And they are absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna go in for a bit more because I love salty and sweet. I think it's a fantastic combination. So there you go. We have to be patient now, so we don't burn our mouth. But there you have it, Tyropitoules Meli and handmade filo pastry. I hope you try it and I hope you like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you here on Sophia's Greek Kitchen for some more Greek cooking. Take care.